Monarch Bay Terrace home with a massive ocean view just closed. New Year's demand is starting to show up, and early indicators are giving me cautious optimism about where this year is headed in real estate. Let's jump in. This week's high sale of the week was 32311 Caribbean Drive, a Monarch Bay Terrace single level with a massive view of the Pacific Ocean. It helps that it was beautifully remodeled with great taste and finishes. And while the view steals the show, I loved the livability details just as much. Generous closets, oversized laundry room, and a wine cellar. Because let's be honest, those little extra spaces make home livability work every day, not just on Instagram. Let's take a look at this week's Beach Cities market numbers that matter. Again, we've defined beach cities as Dana Point, San Clemente, San Juan Capistrano, and Laguna Niguel. Active listings went up this week by 7 homes to 282 active listings across the entire market. But demand represented by homes in escrow jumped by 28 properties from 112 last week to 130 this week. If we take a quick look at last year, this same week, we had 307 active listings. That's 25 more homes to choose from across the entire beach cities, with 138 properties that week in escrow. So we had lower inventory with slightly lower demand. But does that make sense? Interest rates are closer to 6% this year, where they were closer to 7% last year. Shouldn't demand be higher? Yes, I do expect 2026 to outpace 2025 with buyer demand. However, right now, with fewer options, less buyers have found the one just yet. So while 2026 is still just getting off to a start, we should know here in the next 30 to 45 days what all the indicators are pointing on how the entire year should go. Now there's ups and downs, but typically by the end of February, we have a pretty good idea what is the spring market going to be like, what's the demand, what's the supply, and those two things usually tell us what's going to happen in pricing. So you might ask, Simon, why did you say you're cautiously optimistic? Well, the leading indicators right now are encouraging. Mortgage purchase application at this very moment is higher than it was at any point all of last year, which mortgage purchase application is a great forward-looking data point to know what are buyers doing right now. Are they looking into their finances? Are they considering buying? Is that on their 2026 goal sheet? And national pending sales, which again is national, not local, is 8% higher than it was this time last year. Why is it different nationally than it is locally? Well, the rest of the nation has more inventory than we do here in the beach cities. This is where everybody wants to live, and so naturally we have less homes to choose from. So mortgage rates have been holding at a low 6% rate this week. Today, 6.15. I want to give you a real life example. Just yesterday, I was talking to a borrower who was offered a loan lock rate at 5.75%. This under market rate was offered by one of our lending partners that has done a really good job for lots of our clients. So the key takeaway, not all lending partners are created equal, and just because you're seeing a national average doesn't mean that's going to be your rate. Who you work with really matters. Shop your rate and get someone that's looking out for your interest, not just wanting to make the most they can on that specific loan. This week's deal of the week is 1205 Serica in San Clemente. It's beautiful. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,065 square feet on a 10,000 square foot lot in one of my favorite neighborhoods, Forester Ranch. So it checks lots of the boxes with space and size for lifestyle, location, and a great price at $1,675,000. I'm certain this one's going to sell fast. That's this week's Beach Cities market update. Early demand is picking up, inventory is still tight, and the leading indicators are pointed in the right direction. If you want help navigating this market or a private tour of this week's deal of the week, reach out to me anytime. I look forward to seeing you next week.